Hello and welcome to Hank Games with No Hank. It's me, John Green, and today we are, of course, the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers, and we are playing Brentford. We are here in the last few games of the League One title, fresh off our miracle win over Premier League club Wigan Athletic to get to the FA Cup final, and I'm very, very excited about playing today's game. I'm going to tell you the story of the first time I fell in love. You guys wanted to hear more stories of my ex-girlfriend, so I'm going to tell you the story of the first time I fell in love. I have to use a pseudonym for this girl, and as always, it's going to be a pseudonym from a heavy metal band from the 1980s. They're still active today, I think. I'm going to tell you the story of my ex-girlfriend, the first girl I ever fell in love with, Lars Ulrich. I dated a lot in high school, and I got dumped by a lot of girls in high school, and I certainly liked a lot of the girls I dated in high school, but I don't think I was ever really in love until I got to college. But I actually met Lars Ulrich before college. I met Lars Ulrich in high school when I was one summer when I worked for CompuServe. This was in the very early days of the internet. This was back when people used their real names on the internet. And not only do we use our real names, Ball John Green, hero to many. Ball John Green, show me your mustache. What a great goal. That's right. Celebrate with your friends and the fans. I think those are Brentford fans because they seem sad. Oh, maybe it's just because it's raining. Look at that Ball John Green. He's such a finisher. So I met Lars Ulrich on the internet. She also spent a lot of time on CompuServe. I mean, this was back in the day when, this was like 1993, I guess. So you were kind of inherently cool if you were on the internet. I mean, by cool, I mean really nerdy. And it made the internet a more fun place in some ways to meet people because everybody who was on the internet had a certain level of like technical proficiency and nerdiness that made them, it wasn't like anybody could get on, you know? So it meant that like, it was a better place to meet people. But yes, I met my first major girlfriend on the internet before meeting girls on the internet was a thing. So Lars Ulrich and I, we just became friends through talking on CompuServe, and over the course of several years, really, we began to talk on the phone occasionally. But it's really important to note that I had never, it took like 3 days to download a picture. You know, there were no digital cameras. Very few people had scanners. And so, other John Green, finisher. Oh, both John Greens have had goals, and the John Greens hug each other. It says Jay Bennett, but we know he's Jay Green. It's just another standard Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers goal right there. Just using strength and power to beat the crap out of your opponents. So I had never seen a picture of Lars Ulrich, and Lars Ulrich had never seen a picture of me. Like, she described herself to me using text. I remember she said, she was like, I have eyes like a cartoon character, like they're way too big for my head. My head? I was trying to say both head and face in that sentence. Anyway, she said she had eyes that were way too big for her head. Oh, we closed down the angle. So, and it turned out that was totally true. She did look a little bit like a cartoon character, but an adorable cartoon character. Anyway, so eventually, one spring break, my freshman year of college, I drove to, Ball John Green, you got to finish that. I drove to where she lived, where Lars Ulrich lived, and I met her in a parking lot. I don't recommend any of this, by the way. The internet was very different in those days. Other John Green. No, Bolzoni. I don't even know what your first name is, Bolzoni. Bolzoni? I'm so proud to see someone other than John Green score a goal. Look at Bolzoni. He's a finisher. He's always been a finisher. I like him. I might put him up front in the second half if he doesn't watch himself, because I just like the cut of his jib. So yeah, we met in a parking lot, and she was super, super cute. It was the exact opposite of what I had expected. I mean, I had no idea what this girl was really like, you know? I mean, I thought she was cool, and I knew that she was very, very smart, and that she was really funny and a good writer, but I didn't know anything else about her. And that was a really interesting, at the time, not many people had met their friends that way, let alone their girlfriends. And so it was a really interesting way to meet someone. but it worked really well for us. And on some level, I think because, oh no, oh, I just got disorganized because I was telling the story of Lars Ulrich, and then Fat Lucas, he couldn't come through. He's disappointed in himself. Look at that. You can see it on his face. That's just, what was I, oh, I apologize to all the fans of Swindon Swoodly Poopers and to all my players. That one's 100% on me. No one's to blame for that but me and a little bit Fat Lucas. So, now I'm just not playing well. So, it was really what I liked about meeting Lars Ulrich that way is that instead of it immediately being about like there has to be like this romantic physical connection, that didn't have to come first on some level, which was I think helpful for us. And like Frank, oh no, what is happening to my team? What? We are completely disorganized in the back. Fat Lucas, what? This is not like you. Okay, we're going to get better. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to everyone. I really need to find a way to win this game. Another thing that I haven't mentioned is that in order to win the league, Swindon Town really cannot lose or tie any of their remaining games. So the Swoodly Poopers need to pretty much have a perfect record, and we also need Sheffield Wednesday to screw up a little. What is going on? This is insanity. So it was helpful to me because I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. Like, I didn't think that I was an attractive guy. I didn't think that people liked me. I didn't think that I was the kind of guy who could date cool girls. I just didn't think very highly of myself. And it gave me a level of confidence because I already knew that Lars Ulrich kind of liked me, because I already knew that she was funny. Like, I've always been better on paper, to be frank with you, than I am, IRL. I've always been like a better writer and even video blogger than I am, as a human. So it gave me a big advantage when I was first meeting Lars Ulrich that our relationship existed primarily. Well, that's an unusual turn of events. Okay, we're back. That our relationship existed primarily like on the phone and textually. But anyway, we fell in love and we dated for almost 3 years. And it was really, it was other John Green. The John Greens, they love to finish together and then they love to hug. They just balled, so much fun. So much fun when John Green connects with John Green for a beautiful John Green goal. Great stuff. 4-2, Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers. Our momentary defensive collapses seem to have gone unpunished. So, So we fell in love and like we had this long distance relationship that was never anything but a long distance relationship. But like I said, that was really good for me in a lot of ways because someone other than a John Green scores again. It's L. Williamson. Wow, we're dominating, just dominating this. It was a great relationship. And we really, really, we were really deeply in love for a long time. But then, in the way of things, she dumped me because that's what girls do when they date me, is they dump me. Every girl I've ever dated has dumped me. Someone asked me to tell stories about when I was the dumper, but that's never happened. L. Williamson, he finishes. Wow, I mean L. Williamson, it's 6-2. L. Williamson, I didn't even know you were on my team until like 10 seconds ago, and now you have 2 goals. So she dumped me. It was a complicated breakup, but it basically boiled down to the fact. I mean, I was a tough guy to date, and then because I had a lot of emotional problems and stuff. But then also there was another boy involved that who didn't live far away from her, and so could hang out with her on a more regular basis, which I think that she probably liked and needed. And then, it was also getting to that point in a relationship where we've been dating a long time, and it was pretty clear that we weren't going to get married. Like, we just had, our families were very different and didn't really get along that well, and there were lots of contributing factors. Anyway, she became a professional mascot. That's what I wanted to tell you. She was the mascot at her college, Lars Ulrich, and then she became a professional mascot. And she did that for a living for quite a while, although she now does something else, and does it very well, and has become very successful. And I think she has 3 kids, and she's and is happily married and has a wonderful life. And the great thing about being an adult is that then you can be quite happy for these. What a goal! Off his back foot, ball John Green proves his absolute superiority, and then he goes and hugs L. Williamson, who's just had a great day. So proud of all these guys. It's 7. Oh, that would have been a great replay. I'm sorry that I hit A, guys. I apologize to all Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers for hitting A there. So, frustration. So yeah, she has gone on to have a wonderful adulthood. But that was probably the hardest breakup of my life. Like, I don't think I've ever been more devastated. There were a lot of other problems. Great save, Fat Lucas. There were a lot of other. Oh, Fat Lucas. It's like Fat Lucas just isn't having a great day. I mean, admittedly, I am terrible on defense because I just like to run at other players and then run past them, and I never clear the ball. I admit that I am terrible on defense, but still, I think Fat Lucas has not had his best day. Regardless, I do think we're probably going to come out with a win here. So it was just devastating, man. I mean, that breakup. That breakup and the breakup that involved the loss of custody of Pants the cat were both really, really hard on me, and I think kind of had like kind of in some ways had long-term effects on the way I view myself and like a lot of the ongoing problems that I ended up having. Just because it was, when you really care about someone, it becomes very personal when they don't want to date you anymore, and even if you can realize that there's a lot of factors involved. It can become really difficult. So it was a hard breakup with Lars Ulrich, the professional mascot, but it did all work out in the end. So, I mean, something I've been thinking about, a lot of people were asking for dating advice after my previous ex-girlfriend story, since obviously, I'm so good at dating. And we cannot give up another goal. This situation is ridiculous. What is going on? At least Fat Lucas made a save there. Maybe he's not good in the rain. Maybe he gets anxious in the rain. I know that sometimes I feel that way. You don't want to be, even if it is your job to play professional soccer, you don't want to just be hanging out in the rain all day. It's boring. So, great. That's just great John Green football right there. So I can't give good relationship advice, obviously, since I've only been in the one good relationship, and I've, consistently gotten dumped by the girls who dated me. I mean, even my wife dumped me. Sarah and I broke up. Like, we went on like 2 dates, and then she was like, I'm not interested in you. But then she got interested again after I spent like 8 months writing her emails. Like I said, I'm better on paper. So, but my overall relationship advice is this. It's very helpful to remember that it will pass. That like the good times and the bad times both will pass. At least it's very helpful for me. Other John Green, hugging ball John Green, because other John Green has just scored. Oh, he's big, he's tough, he has a brilliant puff. Other John Green, other John Green. I'm so proud of him. He's had a great game, even a better game than Ball John Green. Ball John Green's kind of been in the background today. Here's my relationship advice in a few words. It will pass. It will get easier. But the fact that it will get easier does not mean that it doesn't hurt now. And when people try to minimize your pain, they're doing you a disservice. And when you try to minimize your own pain, you're doing yourself a disservice. So don't do that. Oh, look at that mustache. Oh, what a great view of the mustache. The truth is that it hurts because it's real. And it hurts because it mattered. And that's an important thing to acknowledge to yourself. But that doesn't mean that it won't end, that it won't get better. Because it will. We're going to have a hard time fitting in all the highlights because there were a lot of them. We won 8-3. There were 11 goals in this game. I'm trying to bring you some high-quality, high-octane entertainment. 4 games left in the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers season. Will we win League One? Can we beat Manchester United at the FA Cup final in Wembley Stadium? Only time will tell. I will see you next time. Actually, I won't see you, but you'll hear me next time here on Hank Games, in which John plays FIFA. As always, best wishes.